Assalamu alaikum. This is Puja welcoming you all to the English news from BTV Chattogram. Let's begin with the headlines. Former Snapchat CSO Imran Khan meets Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus expresses interest to invest in Bangladesh. Mahasaptami of Durga Puja celebrated through day-long rituals. Law enforcement agencies patrol 24 hours to ensure security in Puja mandaps. Unrest being fueled in hills at investigation of fascist collaborators. Maximum measures being taken to keep situation under control, says Home Advisor. Three, including Sheikh Hasina, face second day of testimony in crimes against humanity case counted during July uprising. Israeli forces killed 50 Palestinians, including 5 waiting for aid across Gaza in past 24 hours. And India beat Pakistan by 5 wickets in final to retain Asia Cup title in Dubai International Cricket Stadium. Viewers, those were the headlines, and moving on to the details. A prominent American investor of Bangladeshi origin, Imran Khan, met with Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus in New York on Saturday. Professor Yunus invited to invest in the country's burgeoning fintech, healthcare and social business sectors. Imran Khan, chairman of the board at Aleph Holdings, said that was deeply inspired by Professor Yunus's lifelong mission to eradicate poverty and felt the timing was right to invest in his homeland. A former investment banker at JP Morgan and Credit Suisse, Imran Khan rose to prominence for playing a pivotal role in Alibaba's record-breaking IPO, one of the most successful in stock market history, and for his role with Snapchat, a well-known social media platform responsible for increasing the value of company from zero to $728 million in just several months. He expressed particular enthusiasm about the rapid growth of fintech and indicated that investment would follow as the right opportunities emerge. Imran Khan is also the founder and CEO of Perm Asset, an investigation firm he launched in 2018. Perm specializes in making concentrated investment in sectors undergoing technology-driven transformation, particularly fintech. Professor Yunus invited Imran Khan to visit Bangladesh in the coming months to explore opportunities firsthand. In response, Khan said he would plan a trip in the coming months. During the meeting, the chief advisor also proposed that top U.S. investors allocate 1% social business initiative or in building a social business fund participated by like-minded companies, a suggestion Khan welcomed wholeheartedly and which he would like to eventually support. Durga Puja, the biggest festival of the Hindu community, is being celebrated across the country, including Chattogram. Today marks Mahasaptami, the second day of the 5-day festival. The Sharadiya Durga Puja is underway in 292 Puja mandaps in Chattogram city in a festive and peaceful mood. Law enforcement agencies stepped up security measures to prevent any kind of violence and sabotage during the puja. Security forces are patrolling 24 hours a day in free shifts. Sanatan leaders have expressed satisfaction with the security arrangement. The day-long Mahasaptami rituals begin with chanting of chants and mantras, seeing the goddess, offering obeisance to devotees and receiving prasad. The Durga Puja rituals are organized by the Bangladesh Puja Ujjapon Porishad at the city's Jameson Hall premises. Devotees have been coming since morning to perform puja and see the goddess on Saptami. They offer their worship to the goddess. The commander of Rapid Action Battalion RAP 7 visited the law and order situation in the mandap premises today. The president of the Chattogram Metropolitan Puja Udjapon Parishad expressed satisfaction with the law and order situation. The Shardiya Durga Puja festival will end with the immersion of the idols on Vijaya Dashami on 2nd of October. Disaster Management and Relief and Liberation War Affairs Advisor Faruqi Azam visited some Durga Puja mondops in Mirasharai Upazila in Chattogram today. The mondops included the Koyachara Shri Shri Kali Mata Bigraho Temple, Shri Mahamaya Temple, Ramlochan Mahajan Bari, Mirasharai Central Jagadishwari Kali Bari Public Durga Puja Mondop. During the visit, he inquired about the overall situation and exchanged greetings with the leaders of the Puja committee and the worshippers. Bangladesh Puja Udjapon Parishad Chattogram District Vice President Bipul Kanti Dotto, Joint General Bishwajit Palit, Organizing Secretary Lion Rimon Kanti Muhuri, Co-Organizing Secretary Professor Shipul De, Mirashara Upazila General Secretary Mohunde, and officials of various levels of administration and law enforcement agencies were present on the occasion. Home Advisor retired Lieutenant General Jahangir Alam Chaudhry said, "Unrest is being fueled in the hills at the instigation of fascist collaborators. However, maximum measures are being taken to keep the situation under control." He made the remarks today speaking to the media after unveiling the plaques of 5 new police stations building in the capital. He asserted violence in the hill tracts has been instigated by neighboring India along with their local allies. The Home Affairs Advisor said the defeated forces of 2024 do not want peace to prevail in the country. The advisor urged everyone to remain vigilant during the ongoing Durga Puja celebration to prevent any act of sabotage. Earlier, the Home Advisor attended a paragraph of human trafficking at Hotel Intercontinental in the capital. The army has called on all ethnic groups, political leaders and public in the hilly region to maintain peace. In a statement issued yesterday, the Inter-Services Public Relations ISPR said an analysis of the situation in the Khagratchuri and Guimara areas from September 19 to 28 has revealed that this is a well-planned conspiracy. The army is ready to take all measures to protect the integrity and ensure security of the region. The army said the United People's Democratic Front UPDF and its allied organizations are forcing women and schoolgirls to engage in subversive activities to disrupt the stability of the Chattogram hill tracts. Efforts are underway to bring foreign armed criminals to the hilly region, they added. On Sunday afternoon, the Kaptai Battalion of the Border Guard Bangladesh BGB seized a large quantity of domestic weapons from a passenger bus. The ISPR statement said since the murder of motorcyclist Mamun in Khagratchuri on September 19 last year, the UPDF and its affiliates have been trying to create communal instability and clash with the security forces in Dikhinala and Rangamati. The ISPR said Sharon Shil, a suspected member of UPDF, was arrested the next day with the help of army on the night of September 23 on charges of raping a schoolgirl in the Dikhinala area of Khagratchuri. Currently, legal proceedings are underway. However, even after Sharon Shil's arrest, provocations are still being spread, ISPR added. In the case of crimes against humanity committed during the July uprising, deposed Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and 2 others faced the second day of testimony on Monday from the case's chief investigating officer Mohammad Alamgir. The testimony began around 11:45 a.m. before the judicial panel of International Crimes Tribunal 1, chaired by Justice Mohammad Ghulam Murtuja Mojumdar. The 2 other members of the tribunal are Justice Shafiul Alam Mahmood and Justice Mohidul Haq Inam Chaudhry. As the 54th witnesses in the case, Chief Investigator Mohammad Alamgir gave his statement. To ensure transparency of the trial for the nation and the international community, the testimony of the investigating officer was broadcast live on television as well as on the tribunal's YouTube and Facebook pages. On the second day of testimony, the tribunal was presented with case documents, Caesar list, documentary evidence, newspaper clippings, a pen drive containing 12 videos, video CDs, and details of the list of martyrs. Earlier, the tribunal had recorded testimony from 53 witnesses over 22 days, including 48 witnesses to the events and 5 Caesar list witnesses. Meanwhile, in the case of crimes against humanity committed during the July uprising, Tribunal 2 has set October 14 as the date for the hearing on charge framing against Hassanul Haq Inu, accused of involvement in the killing of 7 people in the Kushtia along with 8 other charges. The date was set today by Tribunal 2, chaired by Justice Nazrul Islam Chaudhry. The other 2 members of the Tribunal 2 are Judge Muhammad Munjirul Bashir and Judge Nur Muhammad Shariar. Earlier on September 25, after the prosecution submitted formal charges, the tribunal accepted them following a hearing and ordered Hassanul Haq Inu to be produced in the court today. The prosecution has brought 8 charges of crimes against humanity against Hassanul Haq Inu, including incitement, conspiracy, murder, use of deadly weapons against protesters, and support for repressive tactics during various stages of the July uprising. A total of 20 witnesses have been listed in the case, with Hassanul Haq Inu being the sole accused. Meanwhile, in the case of crimes against humanity of the killing of Syed Abu Said, the first martyr of the July-August uprising, testimony of the 8th of the dead, the trials against former Begum Rohingya University Vice-Chancellor Hasibur Rashid and 30 others took place today. The testimony began in the morning before the judicial panel of the International Crimes Tribunal 2, chaired by Justice Nazrul Islam Chaudhry. According to the latest updates, during the first half of the day, the tribunal recorded testimony from the 9th witness, July fighter Muhammad Arman Hussain, a student of the Mathematics Department of Begum Rohingya University. Now, international news. At least 50 Palestinians, including 5 aid seekers, have been killed and 184 wounded in Israeli attacks across Gaza in the past 24 hours. Gaza's health ministry disclosed this information. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is set to meet U.S. President Donald Trump in the Oval Office following the U.S. proposal to stop the war in Gaza. Israel's war on Gaza has killed at least 66,055 people and wounded 168,346 since October 2023. Thousands more are believed to be buried under the rubble. After about a decade, Iran is once more subject to United Nations sanctions as the West piles pressure on Tehran despite opposition from Russia and China. The sanctions were automatically reinstated at midnight GMT on Sunday after the European signatories of Iran's 2015 nuclear deal invoked the snapback mechanism of the landmark accord to reactivate them. They include an armed embargo, asset freezes, and travel bans, and nuclear, missile, and banking sanctions that are expected to impact all sectors of the beleaguered Iranian economy, as most of over 90 million people pay their price over the coming months. The sanctions are binding for all member states to be enforced using non-military measures. Iran's turbulent regional situation has sent fearing more military strikes by Israel and the United States, who perpetrated 12 days of attacks on the country in June that killed more than 1,000 people and caused billions of dollars in damage. The United States is preparing a military attack on Venezuela, the oil-rich country of the South America, in the name of anti-drug operation. Citing U.S. officials and an NBC News report said, if the plan is finalized, the operation could begin within weeks. In a speech to the United Nations General Assembly on Friday, Venezuelan Foreign Minister Ivan Gil Plantoy called the U.S. plan an illegal and completely immoral military threat. He said Caracas would mount a strong persistence against the imperialist aggression that has fallen over the head. At the same time, he sought the support of the international community. Meanwhile, elderly citizens and ordinary people are training in the open streets with weapons in the Venezuelan capital Caracas. The British media outlet BBC News reported that after the deployment of U.S. naval forces in the southern Caribbean region and their attack killed at least 17 people, Venezuelan Defense Minister Vladimir Pedrino called it an undeclared war. After that, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro reactivated the National Bolivarian Militia, a force made up of elderly citizens and ordinary people. Back to national news. A landfill gas project agreement was signed between B&F Company Limited and Chattogram City Corporation with the aim of turning waste into resources for the development of waste management in Chattogram City. Chattogram City Corporation signed an agreement with B&F Company Limited, Current Consortium and ZP Enterprise. City Mayor Dr. Shahadat Hussain and Park Changwon signed the agreement on behalf of the concerned organizations at the agreement signing ceremony at the city's Tiger Pass Nagar Bhavan today. City Corporation Secretary Ashraful Amin, Chief Court Conversation Officer Commander Iftikhar Uddin Ahmed Chaudhry and officials of the concerned organizations were present on the occasion. Later, the city mayor said that trenching grounds of Bayjid and Halishahar will be converted into modern landfills in stages to make the city's waste management modern and environmentally friendly. On the one hand, this will reduce environmental pollution. On the other hand, it will create opportunities for electricity and energy production from waste through the use of modern technology. An orientation meeting of Scouts and Girl Guide members of the occasion of Typhoid Vaccination Campaign 2025 was held in Chattogram. The program was organized by the Chattogram District Information Office at a hotel in the city today. Divisional Commissioner Dr. Mohammad Ziauddin was the chief guest at the program. He said the contribution of the vaccination in building a disease-free and healthy nation is immense. District Information Office Director Mir Hussain Ahsanul Khobor presided over the program, while District Civil Surgeon Dr. Jahangir Alum, among others, addressed the occasion. The speaker said about 3 lakh children are infected with typhoid every year in the country. Of this, the death toll is about 6,000. The government is running nationwide activities to reduce the rate due to high infection. This time, the typhoid vaccination program has set a target of 60,64,000 vaccinations at the upper level of Chattogram and 7 lakh vaccinations in the city corporation area. The district Scouts and Girl Guide members were urged to increase public awareness to make the program successful.